Hello, I'm John Windsor-Cunningham. Thank you very much for watching. Why on earth, amongst all my serious videos about Shakespeare and Harold Pinter and what have you, am I including a video about a funny story about acting? Well, one, because I want to tell this funny story, and also because the next video I'm going to make is going to be terribly, terribly serious, and some of you are going to hate it. So I'm also, this story, I mean, of course, all actors have got funny stories that we can tell, but when you're as old as I am, things have happened to you that won't have happened to most actors. And also this story may tell American actors just how different life has become, not just for actors nowadays, but how different things were and are in the UK, which is part of what all my videos are about, because they're a lot to do with how to do British plays in America. Anyway, the funny story, you need to know the funny story. And to give the background of it, you have to understand that when I was 16 and I first became an actor, now you can't sack anybody in England. You know, you can kill the director's mother and father and grandfather and grandmother, and they can't sack you. They might take you to court, but they can't sack you in England. You can't leave a company in England. If you get a better paid job in America, you can just leave one job and go to Hollywood. You can't do that in England. So when at the age of 16 I lied about my age and got my first job in a theatre company, and I was just hopelessly inexperienced and hopelessly untalented and hopelessly terrible, they found out on the first week, but they couldn't sack me because they'd already given me the job. So I was working with this theatre company for 6 months for my contract, and then they got rid of me and I got a job with another theatre company because I was able to say that I'd worked with this theatre company. Anyway, so there we are. Here's this boy at the age of 16, a long time ago, working with this theatre company. And this is what happened one night. So I was going on stage, and I mean, I know awful things happen to us all on stage, but this particular thriller that I was in, the first act ended with my character falling asleep on this sofa, and the second act after the interval starts, and the lights go up and I'm waking up, and I'm doing this waking up acting, and the doorbell goes, and this detective comes to the door, and he says, "Where were you last night, and what were you doing?" And I take him round the room and I point to all the things that I was doing last night. And there's the drinks that I was having with somebody, and there's the glasses that are half empty, and there's an ashtray with cigarettes in it, and things like that I can point to. And that's what normally happens in the scene, except this particular night, as I was doing my waking up acting, and here I am lying on the sofa with the audience where you are, on the coffee table in front of me were 2 trays. And on these 2 trays were all of the things that the stage management was supposed to have taken away. Because in the play, I meant to go around and point to the ashtray and the drinks, and they've all gone. But they were all there. So the doorbell goes, and the detective came in, and all of the things that were supposed to have disappeared were sitting right there on the table in front of me. So, and I was 16 and a half, you know, I didn't know what improv meant. But I had a rough idea that I had to do something, so I grabbed hold of this actor's arm, and I frog-marched him over to the side of the stage. And he didn't know what was going on. He thought I was having some kind of fit. But he just thought he'd go along with it for a couple of minutes. And I said to him, "Look at those books and tell me which you think is your favourite." And I rushed away from him and went off stage and said to the actress who was standing there, "Look, the only way we can deal with it is if you come on stage and take the trays off. And I'll pretend not to notice." So I went back on stage and I talked to this chap for 30 seconds about these books. And they weren't even real books. They were painted onto the scenery. And, you couldn't pull them out and look at them or anything. And this actor was just not knowing what was going on because he didn't realise these trays of things were all there. And he just thought I'd gone completely mad, and he just ought to maybe just stare at me until I completely collapsed, and they'd take the curtain down and call for an ambulance, and the whole thing would be over. Anyway, so there I am talking to this actor about books and waiting for this actress to come on and take these trays away. And minutes pass, and nothing happens. So I rush off stage again. And there she is standing there, and I say, what are you doing? What are you doing? And she says, what do you mean? And I say, listen, the trays are on stage. You've got to come on and take them off. And she said, I thought you were joking. So I said, I'm not joking. They're there. Look, they're on stage. You've got to come on stage. It's the only way of dealing with this. So I rushed back on the stage again. I'm talking. I'm 16 and a half. I don't know how to improvise or anything. And I'm talking to this actor who's about 35 and quite experienced. Well, twice my age. And literally 35. And 16 and a half. Anyway. So I'm talking to him about, I think I started talking about the weather by then. So the audience is beginning to think, this is a very peculiar play, but we often think that when we go to the theatre anyway, don't we? So anyway, this actress comes on, and she picks up these two trays, and she tries to take them off through the French windows, the doors at the back of the stage, and she can't get them open because she's never been through those windows normally before, those doors, because she doesn't have to normally in the play. And she doesn't realise that they open inwards. And so I have to go over and I open the doors for her, and she goes off with them, and I come back and I talk to this guy. And the play makes no sense at all, therefore, when he starts talking about where are these things, and I say, oh, well, they've disappeared, I don't know what's happened to them. And the audience is thinking, this is a very, very peculiar play. So it comes to the end of the evening, by which time I think I changed the person who'd committed the murder that all of this play is about. I think I changed it. And so it came to the end, and we took a curtain call, and the audience applauded. And it was probably quite good, I don't know. And I went off stage, and I'll never forget this. I won't say his full name. The stage manager, I'll say his first name, Terence. I'll never forget, so it's a long time ago, and I'm not forgetting now. I was waiting in my dressing room for someone to come over and say, my God, you were amazing. You saved the evening. You saved the day. You saved the theatre. Amazing improvisation, or whatever they were going to call it. And nothing happened. No one came to my dressing room. So, I walked out of the dressing room ready to go off to a bar and go dancing, because what you did in those days after a play, and then go home and get up the next morning and rehearse another play to do the next week, because it was weekly rep anyway. And as I walked out of the stage door, Terence came up, and I stared at him like that. And he said, well, John. And I said, yes, because I was waiting for his apology. And he said, it wasn't your night, was it? So that's the story. And I just sort of think, when I hear, at my age, people talking about things going wrong, and I think, oh my God, things going wrong, a complete play can go wrong. And you can not know what you're doing. And you can still get round it and make up things and get away with it and be ignorant and not realise whether you've been clever or not. But it's exciting, and anyway, that's my funny story. And the next video is going to be rather serious. But I wanted to have a funny story to share with you on this website before I got into all the serious stuff about acting, which is going to be in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.